Probability. So today we will learn about probability, that is the definition of probability and few other related concepts. And then we will apply these concepts to some real world instances. So let's get started. Before coming to the actual point, let us conduct a small experiment and then based on the results we will learn what probability actually is. So the problem here is flip the coin 10 times and record its observations. So let this be our coin, where 1 stands for heads and 2 stands for tails. And this is our table, and we will record our observations in this table. When I click it the first time, I get 2. That is, the first observation is tails. Again, on clicking this, I get 2. That is, the second observation is also tails. Now I get 1. That is heads. On again clicking it, I get 2. That is tails. Now I get 1. That is heads. On again clicking it, I get 1. That is heads. Again, on clicking this, I get 1. That is also heads. Again, on clicking it, I get 1. That is heads. It's also 1. That is heads. And now I get 2. That is tails. Here we will write how many heads we have got. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 heads. And the number of tails is 4 because the total number of tosses were 10. Now we'll find number of times heads comes up and the total number of times coin is tossed. So the number of times head came up is 6 and the total number of times that the coin is tossed is 10. Now number of times tails comes up upon total number of times the coin is tossed. That is just 4 upon total number of times, that is 10. Here in this case, what do we call flipping of a coin? So in any experiment like flipping of a coin or rolling of a dice, what we always do is a trial. A trial is an action which results in one or several outcomes. So here in this case, trial is a flipping of a coin and we can get outcomes based on that. So here a trial is flipping of a coin. And the outcomes can be heads or tails. And these outcomes are called as events. An event for an experiment is the collection of some outcomes of the experiment. That is, it is a collection of some outcomes. So if I am looking for heads, then coming up of heads will be considered as a favorable event. And if head does not comes up, then I will say that a particular event has not occurred. Now, if I am looking for tails, then coming up of tails will qualify for a favorable event. And if tails does not comes up, then I can say that a particular event has not occurred. So the difference between a trial and an event is that trial comprises of all outcomes, whereas an event comprises of outcomes that we are looking for. So on the basis of this, we get the definition of empirical probability. Empirical probability is number of trials in which the event has happened divided by the total number of trials. For example, I am looking for probability of getting the heads. Then the event will be occurrence of heads. So the empirical probability will be the number of times head came up upon the number of times the coin was tossed. So here the number of times head came up is 6 and the total number of trials is 10. Therefore, the probability of head coming up is 6 by 10. Probability of head is 6 by 10. And similarly, the probability for tail to come up is 4 by 10 because the number of trials in which tails comes up is 4 and the total number of times the coin was tossed will remain the same. Therefore, it is 4 by 10.